Shalom Aleichem. Devarim Aleph, first Sikha, Vanu Chelik Chelik Yutes. One of the bigger Chalakim Lekut Sikhas. At the heart of this Sikha is one point. One point sits at the heart of this Sikha. Avodah B'Koyach Atzmai. Serving Hashem with your own strength. That true Avas Yisrael of Moshe Rabbeinu to Am Yisrael, Moshe Rabbeinu Oyavon Shel Yisrael. The true love is to make them stand on their own 2 feet, to make them even have to go into the midbar, make them deal with the stuff that they need in their life. As thus is Avas Yisrael. It could happen, number one, mitzad Ashchina, or it could be mitzad Yidden. And in order for it to accomplish the Yidden, hat gemus sein in Anoifim von Ichlem Amidbar Baim Shana. Dafka durch die alle Nesias der mit euch. It had to go through everything. In other words, Oyev Yisrael, as the Rebbe says in the Sikha, when the Rebbe originally said the Sikha on the Shavuos as being part of the Shir Torah, the Kinnis Torah, the Rebbe always encouraged every Yom for Pesach, Shavuos, and Sukkot there'll be a Kinnis Torah. So as part of the Kinnis Torah, the Rebbe said this Sikha on the Gemara in Yevamos. And what does the Rebbe say? The Rebbe says the true Avos Yisrael is that you could give Musar. And truth is, only someone who has as Avos Yisrael can give the Musar to the Yin like Moshe Rabbeinu. But this is true Avos Yisrael, as the Dafke in dem was that zugebracht die Yidden zu avoida bekoyach atzma. Now, this is not an original idea of the Rebbe in this Sikha. In other words, the Rebbe spoke about. I mean, the Yud Shvat Tav Shnei Aleph, the Rebbe says, don't fool yourselves. You got to do the work yourself. But the Sikha, at least in my opinion, on Avodah B'Koyach Atzma is a Sikha on Ba'aloischa Tav Shnei Aleph. The last Shabbos Parshas Ba'aloischa that the Rebbe gave a Sikha on. And that Sikha is mind-blowing. It's just mind-blowing. And it's all about Shetei Shalev V'Solam Me'aleh, you have to stand on your own 2 feet. And I remember hearing from Rabbi Simon Jacobson, I'm always scared saying a story because I hope I get the details right, but definitely the theme of the story is that in the Sikha, the Rebbe goes back forth, Avodah B'Koyach Atzmai, but on the other hand, it's only B'Koyach of Aaron. On the other hand, is it B'Koyach Atzmai or B'Koyach Aaron? Is it in the teacher or is it from you, etc.? And at some stage, it got a bit confusing to the manichim, to the people who were preparing the edited Sikha, and they asked the Rebbe, so Tachlis, which one is it? Is it from the Koyach of the Nasi, or is it B'Koyach Atzmai? The Rebbe says, but if I answer that, then that will be counter the whole point of the Sikha. The whole point of the Sikha is to figure it out yourselves. You guys have to figure it out. But know that when you figure it out, it's B'Koyach of the Nasi. I always love that story. And I love the story, but also I have to remember the story because we're living in strange times. It's a long time that we don't see the Rebbe. And Avodah B'Koyach Atzmai is not a new thing that started in Gimel Tammuz. It maybe manifested itself after Gimel Tammuz, when suddenly we couldn't see and feel and get the inspiration in the same way. But Avodah B'Koyach Atzmai is fundamental to Chassidus Chabad, especially in Dor HaShvi, that you got to do the work on your own. That the Rebbe is there to help you do your work, but ultimately, he doesn't replace your work. Der B'Tachtenim does not happen. I know this is very scandalous. Der B'Tachtenim does not happen from the Nasi Adar. Der B'Tachtenim happens with the Koyach of the Nasi Adar when the Anshe Moshe, when the people do it. And Anshe Moshe have to go through difficult times. And, Chas Hashem that we're in this galus 40 years, but we're already in 27 years. Serious amount of time that we're in this galus. If you think about since Chav Zayin Adar, it's almost 30 years, 29 years. And what is it? You could see this whole fact that we're in galus now for 30 years. You could ask the question of the Baisusi. You could ask the question, why are we doing it? Says Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai, it's a different Avos Yisrael. The Avos Yisrael of the Baisusi or what you would call today left-wing politics. Get everything easy. Everything comes Momaila. And yeah, ideally it would be nice. But that's not the way the Eibishter created Olam HaTikun. It's not the way the Eibishter created Golus. We do the work and we get the results. Kav Shaloi Yosem Etiv Shel Kabin Shel Chavedei. So the Sikha, on the one hand, is a beautiful Rashi Sikha. It's not even a Rashi Sikha, it's a Gemara Sikha. On the other hand, it's a Fabrengen. It's a Fabrengen as we get into the month of Av, Menachem Av. We go just before Tisha B'Av, Shabbos Chazayin. To remember, if Moshe Rabbeinu's Oyev Yisrael, how could he delay them in the Midbar 40 years? Because Avos Yisrael is different. It's very different. Yechichan Moshe Shayoyavan. Die Kavana von Divrei Chachacha is given Avtzon in Yidin Avodah and Tshuva mitzad Atzmam, and that's why they had to go in the Midbar 40 years. Val Derech says es meger der Arichus von Golus Erachlim. The Kavana davon is as zu ausleitet in Yidden, to shine them through in Zeiroi machen and make them proper. As euch mitzad zeir mitzius sollen sie sein gerät zu der Gula. So when the Rebbe said Chav Chesnes into Daltas again, he was ready. We weren't. Obviously in some way. And through the fact that we hurry up in this Avodah, then we'll get all the milas be'ita and achishena kolu kol hakitzin begula mitzvah shlema b'mheirav yameinu mamash.